Hey, what are you doing? Hey? What's that on your head? Hey? You're having it till later, I see. Hey? Him here. No, not him here. You. The bagel on your piggy head. You're going to have that saved for later, are you? I see. Hey? Now then, let's get serious, okay? You sit there with your bagel on your piggy head. Hey, what did we do with you lot? Go on, sit down there. Go on. Okay. Now then, yes, Louis Mountbatten, the Battenberg. Eh? Here we have the topic of, as we say, Louis Mountbatten. And what a cretin he was. He is, or was, a German from the House of Hesse. And of course we know him for various reasons. And of course the latest one is that he kept company with Jimmy Savile, the necrophiliac, child buggerer and child trafficker to what appears to have been the royal family. This man introduced Jimmy Savile to the royal family, and the royal family accepted Jimmy Savile, although Jimmy Savile was just a disc jockey and a presenter and a basic commoner. It wasn't of the class, okay? And stick your head back on, that's it. Now, he wasn't of their class, so what are they doing with him? We could also ask, what are they doing with Jeffrey Epstein? Another child trafficker and child abuser, has indeed been punished in the US by the court system for being so. And of course Andrew met up with him shortly after Jeffrey Epstein came out of prison in the US and met him in the park, New York Park, which made a great uproar. How was it that Andrew would have his eyes set upon a child trafficker? Why him? Of all the persons in all the world, why this one? There must have been sent out by Andrew to some of his aides, find me a child trafficker. Has to have been. Otherwise, how would he have known Jeffrey Epstein was a child trafficker, and why would he want to know Jeffrey Epstein as a child trafficker? What would he have to do with him? Why would he seek him out? He has to have sought him out. And then he meets him in Central Park in New York. But this is just the background, this is just how the royals are. And of course Mountbatten was one of the royals himself by a marriage of one of the nephews. Now this man in 1916, in July 1916, he was on board HMS Lion. And then, some odd reason, that was in July, in the August of that same year, he was taken off the ship to be put on the Queen Elizabeth, the HMS Queen Elizabeth. Now then, he was taken off that in 1918, some year and a half after, and put on a small warship, HMS P-31, a very small warship. That's in 1918. Less than 2 years later, in 1920, he was then taken on to HMS Renown. All right. Then in 1921 he was transferred to HMS Repulse. All right. Then in 1923 he was posted to HMS Revenge, which he left in 1924. He then came back to the Navy and was enlisted on HMS Centurion in 1926. Well, he managed to actually spend approximately 6 years on and off on HMS Centurion. Because in 1932, some 6 years on, he went and was transferred to HMS Resolution. Okay? It wasn't a complete, as we say, 6 years aboard the ship. It was on and off aboard the ship, as they do with all royalty. And then, of course, we next see him, okay, after he's been on the Resolution in 1932, 2 years later, boarding HMS Daring, of which was a huge destroyer. And he was to go with this ship to Singapore and to change over to HMS Wishart. Okay, a very small battleship. Because he was totally, absolutely incompetent. This is why he was changed from one ship to the next ship, to the next ship, to the next ship. And we haven't even begun. HMS Kelly he was assigned to in 1939 as the captain. Okay. HMS Kelly under his command sank barely a year later in May 1940. Okay, and then he was given the ship HMS Javelin straight after. And then when the Kelly was salvaged and put back into seaworthiness, he was put aboard her again, only to be sank a few weeks later. So in 1941 we carry on. He was put in charge of aircraft carrier Illustrious, which was laid up in the US in Norfolk, Virginia. She was undergoing repairs for the battle that had occurred in Malta between those and the Germans. Now the thing about Kelly was the Mountbatten gave the game away. You see, all the ships, the warships were out there in the sea, and they'd all turned out the lights, all very quiet, and it was all in darkness. Okay, and then what does Idiot Features do? He gets and sends signals, doesn't he? And he doesn't half go away with it. And this is why he's claimed by all the crewmen of all the ships that he's a madman. You see, what he did was he flashed messages to other ships. Okay? Like, let battle commence. Everybody was keeping quiet because the new U-boats were around. Okay? And others like, keep your powder, well, keep the muskets ready. And of course, who should get hit by a torpedo? HMS Kelly. I mean, what a buffoon. I mean, he was the only fella, okay, that when he was in command of the Kelly, for instance, that he was hitting everything in sight. He was hitting mines, other ships, harbours. He just hadn't any sense of anything, really. Control over the ship, basically. In the first 8 months of the war, the Second World War, Kelly was only out of repair 57 pigging days. And then shortly after it was sunk, boom, down it goes. Churchill went absolutely berserk. Because the ministry wanted to give him another ship, and when he heard about it, he said, no way, that buffoon is going to sink our buggering ship, and it's too expensive. We can't have him going round here, sinking our most expensive ships, take him off. And of course he was taken off. And we could say some things about that. He was taken. And he was given another, how would you say, office, another role, rather than a captain of a ship. Okay, he was given the role. What was that now? That's a very good. No, what was it? He was apart from the last Viceroy of India. No, it's gone from me at the moment. Director of Combined Operations, that was it. Sorry about that. The Director of Combined Operations. And of course, under that, the pigging clown ordered a combined offensive of Canadians and British, etc., in 1942 of 5,000 troops to invade Dieppe. Now, he's always run away from the fact that he was told outright that this was a suicide mission, and that Montgomery said it should be put off for all time. But this arrogant brat, who couldn't even command a pigging ship, went from one ship to the next ship to the next ship to the next ship and all the way down the pigging line, was put in charge of all these people and the rest, thousands of people. And of course he didn't get his information right. And so he sent 5,000 men to their deaths. In fact, 3,000, I believe it was 3,300. Sorry, 3,030 died. The rest were wounded or captured, put into prisons. He wouldn't listen to anybody. And of course, Lord Beaverbrook, a Canadian newspaper magnate, called him to his face a murderer. Absolute, utter murderer. And behind the scenes, they all had a go at him. Every last one. Because he was. But as soon as he's concerned, I've done nothing wrong. We'll come back to that in a second.